My name's Carl, welcome to Main Drag Music. My name is Carl Myers, we're at Main Drag Music in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in a small town in upstate New York. When I was in college, I ended up just playing in bands and dropping out of college to play in bands and ended up in New York City. And the one thing I knew how to do to make money was fixing things. So I just fixed gear for other people. We started the store in the spring of 1997. So 18 and a half years right now. My personal thing, and I think is reflected in the whole store, is that these are tools. They're not collector's pieces. Guitars are just instruments. They're beautiful objects, and but they're tools to make music. Frankly, if it's not something that's being used to make music, that's not actively being used to make music, I'm not very interested in it. I can go to the Met and I can see the first Martin guitar that was ever made. That doesn't really interest me. What interests me is what's going to get in the hands of people and what's going to make interesting music and important music that moves things forward. Like, I grew up buying guitars at pawn shops and fixing them up, and I blew people's minds with my tone that I got for $150 at the pawn shop. And that sort of got me going on that thing. And when we opened the store in Brooklyn and the stores in Manhattan were like, you want a Harmony, you want a Silvertone, go to that crappy store in Brooklyn, Main Drag, they have that stuff there. These are tools, they're instruments to be played, the worst possible thing. With all due respect, if you've got a bunch of beautiful instruments and they're sitting in climate-controlled cases, get them out, let people play them. They're not doing any good in there. For whatever it's worth, I started as a keyboard player. Guitars through a distorted tube amp, especially if there's like any sort of beating and unison thing going on, is no different than the oscillations of a synthesizer to me. We don't see any delineation there. We do new and used. We do a lot of Moog, all the Korg brands, Vox, Black Star. Drums have been a big growth area for us lately. We do DW, Gretsch. So a lot of drum hardware, a lot of cymbals, a lot of Zildjian. Dream is a Canadian company that we're doing really well with right now. Istanbul, obviously. Acoustic guitars, another huge growth area for us. Companies like ours that didn't have the resources, because we were mostly brick and mortar. We couldn't just be an Amazon dealer. We couldn't just throw everything into eBay and grow that way. To a certain extent, we were tethered by brick and mortar. So to make the step into internet sales was very difficult, and Reverb made it really easy. The interface is super easy. We instantly saw sales. There was a need there, and Reverb filled it amazingly. And I don't know, I'm just really grateful that Reverb was there, because it really helped grow our business. As Reverb grows, it's kind of one of those all ships rise. As Reverb's own market grows, it creates more of a market for everybody else. Taking the best of the old things and combining with new technology. And if we can apply that across the board to the music instrument industry, I just think again, all ships will rise. We'll have more people playing music. Music's never going to go away. It's just a question of how good it is. Human beings can't live without music. We can't. But how good are the tools that are at hand? That would be my personal goal, would be to help make the best tools available to everybody.